Hello guys and welcome to a new episode of the Queen Chronicles, the series where we talk about everything Queen. On the last episode we talked about the story of the band Smile. If you missed that episode, here's the link right here. We're going in chronological order, so feel free to check out the playlist on the channel. Today I will tell you the story of how Freddie Mercury actually joined Brian May and Roger Taylor. I am sure most of you have watched the blockbuster movie Bohemian Rhapsody, where we were presented with the story of a disgruntled Tim Staffel, who was the lead singer of Smile, quitting the band, and a shy Freddie Mercury approaching Brian May and Roger Taylor to introduce himself as a songwriter in case they were interested in singing some of the songs he had written, only to find out that the band had just split up. Freddie Mercury takes advantage of the situation and dazzles them by singing a line out of Doing Alright flawlessly, leaving Brian and Roger in awe of the performance and walking away triumphantly with a very Freddie-esque grin and phrase, "I will consider your offer." So great.
And enjoyed the show.
Thanks, man.
I study design here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Also, write songs. Might be of interest to you. It's just a bit of fun, really.
You're 5 minutes too late. Our lead singer just quit.
Well, then you'll need someone new.
Any ideas?
I know what I'm doing. I got a feeling I should be doing all right. Doing all right.
I'll consider your offer.
Great scene, but sadly not true. In fact, Freddie not only knew them at a personal level, but he was actually very good friends with them. Check this out. Smile was conceived in 1968 by Tim Staffel and school friend and ex-bandmate in the band 1984, Brian May. They auditioned for a drummer and Roger Taylor was an instant fit. Smile was born. Freddie Mercury, still going by Frederick Bulsara, met Tim Staffel at Ealing Art College in London, where they were studying graphic design. Freddie and Tim became great friends and they supported each other's dream of becoming a musician by going to each other's concerts and sharing ideas and stuff. Freddie Mercury became one of Smile's biggest fans and great friends with Roger Taylor as well. In 1969, while Smile was still gigging around, Roger Taylor and Freddie Mercury actually co-owned a stall in Kensington Market, where they sold second-hand clothing and some of Freddie Mercury's original artwork. Business was so slow that Roger accidentally sold one of Freddie's own jackets once, forcing Freddie to run after the customer to buy back the jacket by refunding him the money. Imagine that. Freddie and Roger kept the store well into 1973 because Queen wasn't making any money as a band. They also kept it because they used it as a never-ending supply of outrageous outfits for the band. Also in 1969, Freddie Mercury would meet the love of his life, Mary Austin. He immediately felt attracted to her, but couldn't do anything about it because at the time, Mary was dating Brian May. After Brian May and Mary Austin broke up, Freddie Mercury decided to wait an appropriate amount of time and asked Brian May if it would be okay for him to ask Mary out on a date. Brian May accepted with no problems. Come 1970, and after recording 2 EPs that were never released by the record label, Tim Staffel decided to leave Smile, effectively disbanding the band. And that closes the chapter on Smile. A couple of things worth mentioning. The song Doing Alright, written by Brian May and Tim Staffel, was re-recorded and re-released as part of the first Queen album. Tim Staffel was rightfully credited as a co-writer and made a ton of money. Also, the solo on the song Black was also revisited years later as part of the Brighton Rock solo on the Sheer Heart Attack album. The only official CD release of the band is A Ghost of a Smile by Smile from 1997. This is the mix of the 2 unreleased EPs plus 2 versions of The Man from Manhattan as bonus tracks. My favorite songs on this album are April Lady and Polar Bear. Freddie Mercury, a longtime fan, convinced Brian May and Roger Taylor to keep playing and writing music. He would take over as the lead vocalist and keyboard player, and they would have to audition for a bassist. Brian May and Roger Taylor agreed to give Mercury a shot, even though Brian May wasn't convinced about it at all. Brian said he wasn't sure that Freddie Mercury had what it took to be the right frontman for the band. He would say, and I quote, In the beginning, we liked Freddie, but we weren't convinced he could do it. He would dash around and scream his head off and seem completely out of control." End quote. Freddie Mercury would continue to work on getting better. After a couple of trials and auditions, John Deacon joined the band as the bass player. Freddie Mercury named the band Queen and took it upon himself to design the band's logo we all know and love today. The Queen was born. The rest is history. Anyway guys, did you watch the Bohemian Rhapsody movie? What were your thoughts about it? Did you know any of this? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you love Queen, make sure you subscribe to this channel like a man. There's a lot of Queen coming up your way, so stay tuned. And if you want to become a part of the team and help the channel out big time, make sure you make the join button your bitch and hit it as hard as you can. A little goes a long way, and we surely do appreciate it. And if you don't want to become a member, but you would still like to contribute and donate to the channel, there's my PayPal down below. I'll see you guys next time. Pat out, metal on dudes, long live the Queen.